All right, let's see how we did with some of the homework. I don't have the one printed up, but we'll make it work. And if there's any that you wanted me to work out that I didn't work out. So it looks like problem number 6. Okay. What do you think? Should we distribute the 1/2 first? Or multiply, how many terms are there right now in the blue? 2. If I distribute the 1/2 over the parentheses, how many terms would it give us then? 3. Okay? So it's your choice. Excuse me. If you want to distribute over, great. If you want to just multiply. Excuse me. Either side by. Pardon me. By 2 over 1, that's going to work as well. Okay, same answer. This cancels. So distribute the 1 over. So I'm going to get 2y plus 5 is equal to, that gives me what? Just 14. Is that right? Subtract 5. And that gives me 2y. Those cancel. Equals 9. So y is equal to, what do I have to do to both sides? Divide. Excuse me. Divide each side by 2, so I get 9 over 2. I cannot reduce 9 over 2. Something going on in my throat right now. So that one's all set. Number, is that 13? Okay. Number 13. 12 is greater than the sum. For some reason we give you 12 is greater than the sum of half a number and 3. So 12 is greater than the sum of half a number of 3. Half a number is this and 3. And then and I'd say let's not worry about, work that one out. It's an inequality. We're not quite there, actually. I'll talk about it a smidge today, but we should be okay. If we were to work that out, we could work that out, but that's what's there. 14. 6 plus 4 times a number is at most 22. Let's not worry about 14 because I won't have an inequality on the quiz today. That was all there. Any other questions that we came across? One of them, like number 12, will be something that you might see on the quiz. So problem number 12, make sure you have this down. So I have 2 terms right now. If I distribute the 2/3 over the parentheses, it gives me 3 terms. I could multiply both sides by what? 3 over 2. I multiply both sides by 3 over 2. So the reciprocal. That's going to knock all this out nicely. Distribute a 1 over the parentheses. And then this one, that's 12 over 1. 2 goes in there 6 times, so that's 18. And then solve that. Add 7 to both sides. Divide by 4. Check to see if you can reduce the fraction. 25 over 4 is reduced, so that would be your answer. Yeah?
Did you distribute 3 over 2 to y?
Well, what I did is V and I multiplied, I had 2 over 3 originally, and I multiplied both sides by the reciprocal. The reciprocal of 2/3 is 3 over 2, and they cancel each other out, which gives you 1. But what you could have done on this problem originally is when it was sitting like this, could have went like this, and that would have given you 8 over 3y minus 14 over 3, and then that would have been equal to 12. And then clear in the fraction, multiply everything by 3, the answer is going to be the exact same. It's just a different, and if you see it this way, please by all means do it this way first. It's going to be the exact same answer, just a different approach of how to get there. Okay? We all right? Good to go? Feeling all right? Happy? Sad? Indifferent? Sum means what?
Addition.
Addition. I think that's the only one that you're going to need on the quiz. Sum. The product of a number would mean what? Multiplication. Twice a number. How do you represent twice a number? Huh? Twice a number. 2x. There it is. So twice a number is like 2x or 2t or 2m or whatever. George, you had a question?
Yeah. What is greater than at most?
We're not going to worry about those as far as today's quiz, so let's just skip over it. We're going to actually cover a smidge. So I want to just, is there any other questions for the quiz? So I wanted to cover just a small amount of stuff. Actually, all right, so this will not be on the quiz, but this is something that you should have a knowledge of. Something called interval notation. Remember I said that the math community just feels that we need certain things to put down and it makes it look like we are higher up than everybody else? Interval notation is one of those things. So if you had, let's say you had something like this. So we overall want to write our problem in an interval notation. But let's say I had a number line, and this is -5, -4, -3, -2, -1, 0, 1. Let's say I had an open dot going this way. So what does that mean right now, you think? What would that mean? Do I want numbers bigger or smaller than -5? Smaller, okay. So I want like -6, -7, -8, -9. Do you agree? With it being an open circle, do you think I would include -5 or not? The open circle means we do not include it. So what this goes with is an inequality sign. So if you have an open dot, you're going to use less than or greater than, one of those signs. So I'm going to write this. This means x, our number x, happens to be less than -5. Now you ready for the interval notation? This is the toughest part of interval notation. Ready? You got to make this squiggly bracket. Still with me? There's a squiggly bracket over here. Still with me?
I lost you.
And then you do x such that x is less than -5. That's how you write interval notation. So it's the fancy squiggles. So you make your equation from it. So let's take a problem like this. Let's say we had 0, we had 3, closed circle. It's going that way. So I want numbers bigger or smaller than 3? Smaller. I have a closed circle, so do I include it?
Yeah.
So a closed circle means you're going to use this or this. So help me out. What is it going to look like? And that means I want numbers less than, so say how I should do it. Nope. X is less than and equal to 3. Interval notation, fancy bracket. x such that x is less than negative 3, or 3. It's pretty simple, huh? No? What, draw in the bracket? What part, what's part? So let's back up. Are you okay that if it's an open circle, you use one of those two? Are you okay if there's a closed circle, you use the equal sign? Okay? Then all we're doing is if it's shading to the left, it means you're talking about less than a number. So this is for greater, and this is less than. So the arrow, if you have the letter first, the arrow will point the direction that you need to go on the number line. So the solution to this problem is all the numbers this way. The solution to this problem is all the numbers starting here and going this way. And if I want greater than would look something like this. 0, 5, open dot, going this way. So this would be x is greater than 5. I'm not including it, so I don't have an equal sign. Make the fancy bracket, go x such that. That vertical line means such that in math. So you're not going to become pros on this by any means, but I would like you at this, once you're done with the quiz, this is worksheet number 7. I want you just to give me an honest try for points. Okay? So it looks like pages 15 and 16, but it's pretty quick, I believe. Okay? All right. We do have a quiz. So